track, I'm good to keep that at 1, but for the encoder, I'm going to have my hardware encoder selected, which is going to be my dedicated graphics card on my computer. Now, I know not all of you guys probably have a dedicated graphics card, so if that's the case, you're going to want to use the X264 option, which is going to be your CPU. Rate control, I would keep that at CBR, which stands for constant bitrate. For the bitrate itself, I would do up to a 6,000 kilobit per second bitrate. You really don't want to go below the 3,000 mark because that'll start affecting the quality of your stream. But for places like Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, you're going to be perfectly fine streaming up to a 6,000 kilobit per second bitrate. Just make sure that your internet is up to par, meaning that hopefully you have at least maybe a 10 megabit per second upload speed or higher. If you're experiencing network issues while you're streaming, you're going to want to lower your bitrate closer to that 3,000 mark. There's no need to use a custom buffer size. Below that, the keyframe interval, it's good to set this at 2. That's great for a lot of streaming platforms. For the CPU usage preset, if you're using the really good, super fast, or that goes, maybe you could go in tab, I would below buffer tab where you can keep the sample device 1. It's going to hit your desk. Select this computer. So in my case, it's to keep this at operating system canvas for recording stream. Use custom, and this is where you can add this. And then just make sure you adjust your bitrate within the following ranges that you see on screen with respect to the resolution that you plan on recording or streaming in. But once you're happy with your resolution, you can select your downscale filter. The best would be 30 at common FEs, which is being able, you can also, if you scan this QR code to wire. So the first scene I have here, I'm actually going to rename this and plus button, and this is where we're going to get a whole catalog of sources. About Streamlabs Desktop is that it has plugins or configure media file source, which is great for adding videos, which is usually a WebM file. If you're trying to add in plain or static images, then you're going to want to go with the image source instead of media. Facecam or gameplay with my capture card. Currently the webcam is selected, but what we're going to do is actually select our capture card, the Live Gamer Extreme 3. Give that a second to pop up. There it is. There's really no other settings that I need to configure here. It's all good to go. And I'm going to select close, and there it is. But let's go back to our sources now. And next up, I'm going to add my face cam to the mix. So instead of this being an existing source, this is going to be a new source. So I'm going to check that option there. We're going to name this one face cam, add source. And now we're going to keep the FaceTime HD camera right where it is. Select close. And of course you can select any webcam of your choice that you have connected to your computer. I'm just using my camera here off of my computer to make it a little bit easy. Now, not all of you guys are using capture cards and you're recording gameplay directly off of your PC. So in that case, you're going to want to check out the screen capture source. Within this source, you can capture a specific you want to capture from. You can even select to capture a all source. For it, it'll record the audio directly. And yes, macOS users, it works for you. As this selected, you can add this source, super chat, all see what it currently looks like that. You size and the color of by the GIF that's a part of custom. X that out, go to site. If you scroll down, so choose upload by following the same or annoying for you to keep track of the different alerts that are being triggered or things that have been happening across. Labels is very people who are like your all ignition to. Often than not, people where they can put in pretty self-explanatory color block into their scene so that their scene background just isn't straight black. Next, you have the browser source where you can addition to different pictures. For that, you have your display capture. These three aren't really even that necessary anymore. To the right of that, you have your audio display capture, window capture, and game capture, which is all wrapped into the screen capture source. So these three aren't really even that necessary anymore. To the right of that, you have your audio input capture source, which I won't find you having to use because you can select your audio sources right within your Streamlabs settings. That keep in mind is if you go to your advanced audio properties, you can actually listen to your audio sources, such as your capture card audio. All you need to do within this audio source is select the monitoring option and choose monitor and output, and that way you can hear your game audio coming through Streamlabs. Additionally, to balance out your audio, you want to go to your mixer and set your that to stretch into the up capture source here. All but better because you can actually control the object of that person's webcam and place it at different parts of your screen. I actually made a whole video about it. It's a really cool feature who are comfortable showing their just fancy value to work for those of you who have as it'll you can source will act to see what you see here, the big ones that which is different things on the on screen. Viewers add this in. You can set these messages. You can set that with delay. Before you can set SS that you might have many viewers they have on each of the different platforms. Somebody can donate. There. I want to add in some starting soon and ending scenes. So one way to do this is just by adding another scene out with different image themes. Themes might be available. This will import. You don't see the scene. What scenes you want to keep or delete. this little drop down. We were working on our scenes. I'm going to go to the same thing for the ending where it says source. Select the edit icon. Transition if you're going to be pumped and excited, and then you're going to want to add. You don't need to do new is download the MyStream, the amount of time that you so that the go ahead that we just that you are liking by changing. You're going to want a dashboard because you already have. This is where you can set Streamlabs of service, and this is where you're going to want to make sure Streamlabs is added as a moderator within your account, because if it's not, CloudBot won't work and you won't see any. Is added at the top here, and then CloudBot is a good one. So you're going to want to make sure that you enable CloudBot at the top here, and then depending on the platform that you're using, you're going to want to make sure Streamlabs is added as a moderator within your account, because if it's not, CloudBot won't work and you won't see any sort of messages from them at all. Within the mod tools, you can set certain restrictions within your stream under the trigger certain things. If you go over to the timers tab, this is where you can configure. You can set cloud loyalty, watch, and we covered some start enabled. You can select in the go live button to start live streaming to the maximum. Start up your stream by selecting the go live button. Make sure that you have the destination of your choice enabled. You can set a